Maybe I'll put that a little bit lower. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kia Hyundai channel. My name's Gabby.
My name's Pat.
And today,
go ahead.
No, you go, please.
Gabby, what are we doing today?
Today we're filming the 2023 Kia Sportage EX Premium, and it's been quite a few months since we've had one of these on our lot. I think we have a couple more coming in shortly too, so maybe we'll have some other colors to show you guys. But anyway, it's going to be a full interior and exterior walkthrough, and of course this is a live video. We go live every weekday at 2 p.m. by the way, if you want to catch another one. So we're doing this in real time, no script. Open to mistakes, I might fall down.
Hang around just for the mistakes.
Yes.
Listen, one of the reasons why we love doing lives is because at the end we go back and we chat with everyone who's watching. We try and answer questions and respond to comments, and we have a pretty good time doing it.
It's a lot of fun. So if this is your first time joining a live video or first time watching a live broadcast, I'll show you guys how you can join us in the future to catch our next one. It's far more interactive if you are watching live with us because you can actually chat with us in real time, which is really fun.
But before we do that, why do we do these videos?
We do these videos for 3 reasons. So number 1, if you own a Kia or Hyundai vehicle, we want to be your owner's manual, but a bit more entertaining. Basically, that means we just want to tell you everything there is to know about your car.
And number 2, listen, you may be thinking, hey, it's time to get a new car. We want you to consider the Hyundai and Kia product because of the value, the features, the design,
and everything. And then that brings us to number 3. If you are in Ontario, which is in Canada, and you're looking to purchase a new Kia or Hyundai vehicle, we have 3 dealerships that can help you out. So Brantford Kia, where we film every day, that's our only Kia store, as well as Brantford Hyundai and Owen Sound Hyundai. Any of these stores would be happy to help you out and treat you fair.
Okay, so let's show them how they can join.
How to join it live?
Live.
I just saw a comment saying I don't sound like a smoker anymore. Thank you. All right, so if you want to catch our next live video, like I said, it's every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have to go to the Kia Hyundai channel here, and you definitely have to hit subscribe because we're so close to 100,000 subscribers. From there, under the Home tab or under the Live tab, you'll see a video that's listed as upcoming. All you have to do is click on it like you would a regular YouTube video. It'll load you in. But what's different about being live with us is you'll be able to see this chat box right over here. That's where you guys are going to go to ask us questions, to say hello. Just pretty much say anything as long as it's appropriate. Usually towards the end of the videos when we'll actually be able to read these questions in real time. We might catch a few as we're filming, but this is where we'll be able to see everything. So let's get into it. So like I mentioned earlier, this is the EX Premium trim. My shoes are really squeaky and I apologize for that. Now, every trim level of the regular gasoline Sportage shares the same engine transmission, and that is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder GDI engine. I will pop the hood for you guys in a second. Let me just get that ready for you. I currently have the full headlight unit on, and we'll talk a little bit about what that involves or includes. So starting off standard in the Kia Sportage, you have a full MFR LED headlight. So your headlight unit is a full LED. You also have LED daytime running lights. That's what this boomerang shape is right over here. But introduced on the EX trim, which also goes to the EX Premium, you get these beautiful, sharp, bright LED fog lights as well. Something that you only get on the EX Premium trim and above is your front parking sensors, which are very, very handy, especially when you're working at a dealership and you're parking cars in tight spaces like this all the time. I love it. Now, another thing that's exclusive to this trim level is the dark satin chrome finishing that you'll find throughout the vehicle. So you'll see it on the grille here. There's a dark, beautiful mesh type grille, and also glossy black on the bottom. Another thing, I'll have Pat get a little bit closer to show you guys our radar plate. So this plate is going to be used for your forward collision avoidance, but also for your smart cruise control. So when you turn on the cruise control in this vehicle, it'll let you set between 4 different preset safety distances, and that'll keep your vehicle at a safe following distance from the car ahead of you, and will take you all the way to a complete stop until you get moving again. It's a great feature, works perfect on the highway, also works in the city. All right, now we'll come around to the side. I'm going to catch my breath. And we'll talk about these wheels. So these are 19-inch machine finished alloy wheels that are exclusive to the EX Premium trim level. With that, you also have Michelin tires. I did say I'd pop the hood, almost forgot. So 2.5 liter 4-cylinder GDI engine with 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. There it is, GDI right over there. All right, let us know if you want a more in-depth engine review. Pat will do that one.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, coming around to the side, beautiful chrome trim along the bottom here. Super easy to forget about that as we're filming, but I want to make sure we show you because it's beautiful. This trim level definitely stands out from the X-Line or X-Line Limited trims because it looks a little bit more refined, if that makes sense. The X-Line trims can look a bit more rugged, so if you like a more sleek look, the EX Premium might be for you. Talk about sleek, we have a beautiful black roof rail extending all throughout the vehicle and some dark black glossy finish along the pillars. And it's textured. All right, moving around to the back, a great safety feature and arguably one of the most popular or frequently asked for features by our customers is a smart power liftgate. So you can operate this by pressing the button on the very bottom like I did now. It's still wet. Or you can also use your key fob, and there's even a button near the driver's steering wheel where you can press it to open it from there or close it. Now back here you have the same size as all the other Sportage trim levels, and that is a lot of space. Seriously, a ton of space. Maybe we'll do a trunk test if we get enough likes. Pat, do you want to pick the like number?
I mean, we have 79 people watching right now.
Can we get to 75 likes? Maybe?
Let's
and
try
then
it.
Pat will go in the trunk. All right, now for your cargo room, this is what it looks like, just standard. However, you can knock your rear seats down. You have these convenient latches on both the left and right side to knock down either the left or right side of seating. So I'll do the right side, knocks it down, and it goes almost completely flat. There is a slight angle, but it's pretty darn close. Each of your rear seats also have car seat anchors and tethers. And then underneath our floorboard, we do have a compact spare tire with an additional bit of side space. Now, one thing you may not know about these vehicles is these little plastic panels do pop off. So let's say aftermarket you purchase a Kia cargo net cover or cargo cover. You'd place it into those slots along the side there. However, if you need to take it out to fit something in your trunk, they fit underneath here. So you don't have to put it somewhere in your garage or in your house. You can still keep it in your car nicely tucked away and hidden. All right, close that up. I'll talk a little bit about the back once it closes. So these taillights are LEDs and bulbs, so a combination of both. However, they're very, very bright. You also have a hidden wiper blade tucked away underneath this rear spoiler, so that keeps your wipers away from dirt, dust, snow, ice, all that good stuff, prolonging the life of your wiper. You can still change it though. We have done a video on that. And then along the bottom portion, we do have rear parking sensors. So you'll have to look very close into this finishing here. However, you can see the little circular sensors. So in a real world application, as you're driving, whether you're backing up or in this case you have forward parking sensors, approaching an obstacle, your vehicle will start to beep inside to let you know you're getting a bit too close. All right, and there's one thing I forgot to mention in this feature. If you live in Canada, it's beautiful. So I will point it out, but you guys probably won't see it. It's something that's more so in application. Your windshield is heated in this vehicle, so a lot of people are used to having that on your rear window. Now, Kia has applied it into your front windshield, so no more scraping, no more ice removal, does it by itself. All right, Pat's got a phone call.
Yeah, hold on, I'm just putting my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're good.
So these videos are truly live. All right, Pat, do you want to join me on the driver's side?
I can do that.
Okay, so before I hop in, I'll have Pat quickly show the interior. The seating on this vehicle is beautiful, so you got a nice quilted leather seat. It's heated and ventilated for both the driver and passenger in the front, and then you get just heated seats in the rear. 3 different levels of heat and ventilation for these seats up here, and for your driver's seat specifically, oh my goodness, you have power controls with memory adjustments. So right on your door panel here, you'll have your memory buttons. You can set driver 1 and driver 2, but on top of that, because inside your vehicle's media system, you can have different driver profiles, it actually lets you set 4 separate seating positions. We've done a video on that. It's very complicated. All right, again, before I hop in, I'll have Pat quickly show our window controls because you have express up and down windows for driver and passenger. All your windows are powered, of course, though. And now I will hop on in. Okay, so I have my seat very, very close. I might bring it down a little bit. So power seats are very, very handy. Now with your memory seats, as soon as you turn off your vehicle after a drive, it'll extend, or it'll recline back to let you get out a bit easier, and it'll also be in that position as you get in. So you hop into your seat, start your car, and then the power seat will adjust to your preferred seating position. On this panel over here, it's pretty standard, but we have our brightness adjustment, our button for our smart liftgate, traction control, and an electronic parking brake. Your light stock is over here. You do have an automatic headlight function and automatic high beams, which means if I have my high beams deployed and another vehicle comes, my vehicle will temporarily turn them off until we pass, and it's safe to shine them again. On the steering wheel, it is leather wrapped and heated, which again is another must-have in Canada. On the left side, we have our volume and media controls with a phone button and a favorite button, or a preset button. Then on the right side, we have a button to cycle between our different controls on our gauge cluster. So this is a 4.2-inch digital gauge display. If you're looking for a full 12.3-inch, we do have that on the X-Line Limited. So that's one of the big differences between these trim levels, other than, of course, the exterior aesthetic. And then on the right side of that, we have our cruise control button. So this button will actually turn on your cruise control. It looks like a car with a timer. Then from there, you'll set your speed with the plus and minus. And then on the very bottom, the last step is to set your following distance. So like I mentioned earlier, you have 4 different presets from closest to furthest. Each of them, though, will keep you at a very safe distance and slow you down to a complete stop if you do hit stop and go traffic. To the left of that, we have our steering assistance button. So once this button is pressed, you'll get a little icon on your dash right over there. It looks like a steering wheel. And then as I'm driving, and once my camera picks up the lanes ahead of you, it will actually take curves of the road for you. Now, if I did have to avoid something on the road, like a piece of garbage or something, it'll still listen to me, so you can still control your vehicle. It doesn't take over. Now I'll have Pat join me in the passenger side.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Oh, I'm out of breath. Lots of talking.
One of our viewers wants you to say comfy,
Comfy?
because the seats are comfy.
The seats are comfy. Do I say it wrong or weird?
I don't think so.
Guys, I'm actually out of breath right now. I don't know why. I'm nervous. Okay. So now that we're in here, I'll show you guys one of my favorite things about this vehicle, and that is this beautiful 12.3-inch navigation and display. So like I mentioned, you got built-in navigation. That means if you do lots of road trips or drive somewhere where you may not have cell service, you still have Kia's in-house nav, which works great, and you can even use the voice commands for it. So if your nav's not your thing, you can still drive around with your map on. I think it looks nice. It also shows you points of interest along your route. So we got a Subway and a Tim's. 2 must-haves here in Canada. All right, from there you also have a navigation menu which lets you save addresses, check your closest Kia dealerships, and even look up point of interest categories. So if you got to find your closest fast food place or pharmacy, you have those options there. Again, great if you're driving somewhere where you're not too familiar with the area. On top of that, we have great features like quiet mode and valet mode. So quiet mode will mute the speakers in the back of your vehicle. It's great if you have pets or little ones that could be sleeping back there. Still allows you to listen to media up in the front though. Valet mode will block out some of your saved info, like your saved addresses in your navigation or your workplace, things like that, if you do loan your car out to a valet. Now under setup, this is where things get a little bit complicated, but very, very fun, and allows you to completely customize your vehicle. This is where you can play around with your driver's safety features. If there's ever a feature that you don't like, there's always the option to turn it off or make it not an active assist, but a warning. So for example, forward collision avoidance. If you don't want your vehicle to actively brake for you and prevent a collision, which I think is a really good feature and you might want to leave it on, you can turn it off if you want. Now that's one that usually doesn't bother a lot of our customers. Sometimes our customers don't like lane assist if they're not used to it and having it in a past vehicle. From here, you can again change it to an assist, a warning, or shut it off completely. You can always go back and change that, and that's the beauty of this feature or the system. It's very easy to make changes. All right, Pat, what's your favorite safety setting or safety feature?
Yeah, so I think I've told you the story when Charlotte was first getting her driver's license.
Okay.
And she was driving my Sportage. We had just gotten forward collision avoidance.
Oh my goodness.
And someone like ducked in front of her and hit the brake. She wasn't like, she was a little distracted. We were having a conversation about something. And sure enough, the car stopped itself. Otherwise, we were totally hitting the car.
Well, it's a great feature. It's terrifying, but it's really good, eh?
Yeah, it scared me. It scared her.
Yeah. I guess you bringing that up is a great point to talk about. So, of course, our safety features have advanced, probably from when you first got that Sportage. We now have junction avoidance too. Oh, Pat's gonna cough.
Sorry.
Ew! All right, we have junction assist with your forward collision avoidance, which means if I'm in an intersection and I'm making a left turn, this vehicle will pick up opposing traffic, so vehicles in the opposing lanes, preventing me from making a turn and getting my car hit. On top of that, it also works for just regular driving, so forward collision, the vehicle ahead of you if they slam on the brakes. It's a great, great feature. Definitely leave it on, please. All right, now down here, this is new for 2023, and this is our climate control and media panel. That's right, it does both. So the quickest way to tell which one you're on is if you see the blue and red, you're on climate, or if you see volume and power, you're on media. Now you can preset this to be one specific screen unless you switch it, so that way every time you turn your car on, it's on climate or vice versa. However, very easy to use, a little bit tricky to understand the first week or two of ownership.
You get used to it really fast.
Yeah,
though.
very, very quickly. If you're like me and you're often switching cars or filming different cars, sometimes it's getting a little confusing, but it's very easy to use. You do have these buttons here that quickly take you to any of these menus. So if I hit map, it's going to take me to my map. Same thing with setup, media, radio, you get it. It's very nice that we still have knobs for our volume and our tune, which is great for adjusting your media preferences. And then again, with your climate control, we have dual zone climate, so driver and passenger. Very easy to set, and if you want to change your mind and sync it, you have a button for that. Now, I mentioned our heated front windshield earlier. That's your button to engage it. No, it's a bit too warm for it now, but in the winter, lifesaver. We also have our AC controls and our manual fan speed settings if you do not want to use automatic climate control. Down here, we have a handy 12 volt, a USB in the center that will be used for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and because this is 2023, we have a USB-C, so for even faster charging. If you forgot your cord at home, that's no problem. Down here is a wireless phone charger, and as long as your phone's compatible with it, you just drop it in there like you would a regular shelf or something, and it'll charge for you, no cord. We have our start button here. This is a big thing for me. Every time I get into a Sportage, I can't find the start button at first, and I'm always sitting.
Because it's not at the dash.
Yeah, every other car that Kia and mostly Hyundai make, it's always here. So this is a big thing for me. And then right over here, we have our heated seats and heated steering wheel and ventilated seat controls. Super easy to use. The lights will light up, showing you your intensity. And then, of course, if you're in cooled mode, they'll be blue instead of orange. Same thing with your heated steering wheel and driver and passenger. The cooled seats are great. Okay, Pat, that's fine. Now we have our gear shift right over here. It might be hard to film, but we have our downhill braking assist right here. Auto hold, our auto stop and start, parking camera. So when I press this, it's going to quickly summon my my rear view camera. This will also automatically come up as soon as you put your vehicle into reverse. And then let's say you put a bike rack on this vehicle or parking sensors just drive you nuts. You have a button to turn them off so you won't get that beeping every time you approach something. For cup holders, these are pretty cool. So nowadays, I don't know why I'm saying nowadays, like they just started existing, but some water bottles are huge, and I am an owner of a huge water bottle that does not fit into my cup holders. These are great because you can retract them and pop them back out whenever you need if you have a normal size drink. Back here, we have our center console. It's a pretty good size. Nothing crazy in there. There's no USB or anything, but it's pretty good storage. And then Pat will show you the most interesting part of the vehicle.
I'm doing the glove box, everybody.
Glove box.
That's a glove box.
Yep, you got manuals in there, French and English. All right, now we'll check out the back. There's a lot of space over there. Over there. So like I mentioned earlier, as soon as you turn off your vehicle, if you have your memory seats on, this seat will retract almost completely back to allow ease of entrance and ease of exit as you're getting in or out of your vehicle. I do have this seat down. Let's move it back up. Very sturdy seats. Back here, there is a ton of space. I can still recline my seat if I wish to do so, and it locks into place, allowing me a little bit more relaxation. And I don't think I mentioned earlier, but you may have noticed already, there's a giant sunroof in this vehicle, a huge one, panoramic if you will. So it opens up to around here. You can also tilt it if you're not a fan of that much air coming in. And then if you're not a fan of that at all, it does have a power cover that extends all the way across, blocks out all the light if you don't want any. However, this view is beautiful. I know it's just the Brantford Kia ceiling, but if we were outside, I'd love this. All right, and then again, like I mentioned earlier, we do have these two seats heated. You have two different levels for both, and the control is just on the door sill right in front of your window switch. Speaking of doors, these doors are very nice. So I didn't show this earlier, but you have this almost carbon fiber type trim that extends to your door hinge. Oh, English is so hard. That really elevates the look of this interior, and that's of course in the front as well. The seats themselves continue on with that beautiful, not quilted, but...
Yeah, quilted.
Quilted, okay, we'll call it quilted. This beautiful quilted finish, so again, design does translate to the back seats as well. They don't get left out. I'll grab this key before I forget. Your middle seats do have cup holders, and you have an armrest. And on top of that, speaking of seats, the backs of the front seats, you have USB-Cs built in, so both the driver and passenger side, a little clip to store any belongings, a leather pocket, and wait, we also have another hanger. So great for jackets or bags, you can keep them off the ground. It's really nice how it's built into the seat and doesn't take up extra space. Again, I guess I didn't talk too much about space back here. There's a lot of it. So with the seat all the way back and behind a 6'2" person, you're dealing with a lot of legroom, a lot of headroom, and a lot of width. I might still get Pat to sit in it though, just to show you what
Sure.
an adult looks like.
What a full size.
Hey, Grant.
Hey, it's great to see you again, Gabby. Have a great day in the media room.
It's always live,
Yeah.
2 o'clock. And somehow our teammates seem to forget that.
We have a sign on the door.
So tons of room. I would tilt this back a little bit, but you can see I could be probably 6'10" and sit. So yeah, that's great.
Nice. Paul asked, does it have child seat anchors? And it does. All right. So we'll answer a couple questions about the Sportage. I already know we're going to get a question on the price, and this one is priced at $38,395 Canadian for a 2023 model.
Okay, so let's take a look and see if we got any questions.
Let's see. Is there a way for the seat to not fully retract back? So I'm guessing you're talking about the memory seat with the easy entry and easy exit, and yes, there is. If you go into your vehicle settings, you can turn that off.
Yeah, that's right. You can turn it totally off. I've got a couple comments on my jacket. I figured, hey, I'm probably selling used cars today, so why not bring out the plaid?
Oh my gosh. Kevin says, you guys need a flashing red light at the studio door like us big kids have.
Yes.
We need like a little thing that says on air.
And can I get a do not enter into my office too?
Everyone's still going to go into your office.
So my uncle used to own a factory, and he had a stoplight, like a, so it was green, go ahead and go in.
Yeah.
Red, definitely don't go in, and yellow, proceed with caution. And he would turn it on depending on what he was doing.
I just feel like you would forget to turn it on.
Yeah, I would.
So
I just thought it was interesting.
At what trim level do you get the wood trim? So you get that in the X-Line Limited. It's a beautiful dark brown wood grain finish where that carbon fiber type trim is on this vehicle. How many liters is the boot story trunk? I don't have that off the top of my head. But there's a lot of space back there.
Okay, so here's a good question. Being Canadian and living through our cold winters, we wear gloves many months. Can you wear gloves and lock the touch-sensitive doors and use the touch-sensitive screens? So opening the doors, it's a physical button. So yes, you could on the Sportage. The screen,
I know there's specialized gloves that do let you.
it has to have a touch.
Yeah, but
so it's like it's
leather
like
gloves
an
would
iPhone.
work too.
We're gonna have to try it.
Yeah, but you know how some of our buttons are, I think they're called capacitive touch buttons? Those ones would still work.
Right.
It'd be the actual touch screen where it might not.
Yeah, I would agree.
We're gonna do a
We'll
video
try it.
testing out a bunch of different gloves
That was
with
a
our
question
cars.
that we hadn't really thought of, but in the winter we'll definitely try it.
Can you demonstrate the retract the wing mirrors? So I could, but not on the Sportage because none of the Sportages have power folding mirrors. So I cannot.
In what situation would you generally use lane keep assist versus lane follow assist? And do they have minimum speed limits to activate?
So for the lane keep assist, which I like to say ping pongs you in your lane. It's not my favorite feature. I believe it starts at either 50 or 55 kilometers per hour. But for lane follow assist, which actually corrects your steering and keeps you in your lane center, doesn't beep at you or anything, that starts at, you could be any speed really, because sometimes I'm still stopped in traffic and it's reading
still
it.
reading the lines.
It just has to clearly read the line.
Lane keep assist, originally the first gen came out, it was 70 kilometers an hour, would start reading it and would just notify you if you were going over the line. Lane follow assist is what you want to use though, because it's like autopilot. There's so much input. You basically just keep your hands on the wheel and it does all the steering for you.
Doesn't beep at you, doesn't freak out at you. It's definitely my favorite. I saw
Blind spot is.
Yeah, I was just about to read that.
Go ahead.
Which trim level offers the blind spot camera?
Oh, camera.
Yes. So
I
that
thought just the
blind spot
light.
detection.
Right. Yeah.
So the blind spot camera is only featured in the X-Line trim, which is the top trim here in Canada. If you're looking at the PHEV or the hybrid, it's also in the top trim, which is called the SX for them.
Hey, Ryan is mentioning the Kia Event Drive Festival on September 8th through the 10th. Now,
Yes,
are you going?
I am going. So Charlotte's going as well.
Okay.
We have two special guest stars as our cameramen. I don't think I'll say their names
Okay.
here, but they're very special. I will be there from the 8th to the 10th. I believe Charlotte will only be there on the 8th, though. Expect some really fun and exciting Kia content.
Are we going to get Ryan on video?
I hope so. Well, Ryan, will you be on video?
Yeah.
Let us know. If not, we'll be on video.
How long did it take for that Sportage to arrive? He ordered in February, but till now, nothing. Yeah, it took a while. I can't remember when I ordered this one, but premiums are taking a little bit of time. We seem to be getting X-Line Limiteds pretty good, but that also may have been that we just ordered a bunch way back when, so.
Not sure if it's on the Sportage, but what's the difference between the premium projector LED headlights versus normal LED headlights? So at first I thought the projector headlights move with you. However, that's not the case. When I did some research, I haven't heard anything official from Kia Canada, by the way. It's just a brighter, sharper LED from what I've read. Hey, Gabby and Pat. Hey, Ethan. It's nice to see you on again.
Have you seen the gray matte paint? How does it look in the sun? Does it require special washing instructions and special soap?
One of our employees drives one.
We have one outside, I think, if it's close by. I locked it. Yeah, you do. There is special washing instructions, and yes, there's special soaps. So we have a video on that if you want to check it out. Mark was saying that he didn't know that Charlotte was my daughter. But yeah, she's my kid.
I am too.
Yeah.
I am also Pat's daughter.
Wow.
Close.
I've known you most of your life.
I think you've known me for almost all my life.
Yeah, so
I was like 4 years old. So.
Gabby's mom works with us, and we've been working together since 2004. So I was when I met Gabby.
Yes. I love my all-wheel drive hybrid Sportage. Ooh, nice to hear. I'm glad you're loving your Sportage.
So we're at 66 lights. For 9 more lights, you're going to get in the trunk, right?
I said you.
Well, whatever.
One of us will get in the trunk. Gabby convinced me to get one. I love that. Sorry, go ahead.
Ethan's asking, what are the color options on the K5?
The color options?
Yeah, can you do that off the top of your head?
Okay, so we have Glacial White Pearl, the black, which I believe is ebony black. There's a Gravity Gray, there's Wolf Gray, it's either Runway Red or some other name, but it's a red.
Yeah.
And then there's Pacific Blue. I might be missing one, but I don't think so.
And so previously I said there was no 2024 K5s, but what I should have said was production stops in 2024. Model year 2024 is being built this year. Yeah. Pat in the trunk.
Pat in the trunk.
All right, let's do this.
I was about to grab my laptop and not the camera. That would not be helpful. All right, let's check her out. Take a nice look at the Sportage again.
So for space, this is one of our best vehicles. Charlotte did a video. Okay, so remember, like 6'2".
No, you have to go in.
Yeah, I'm going in.
We have to do the clothes test.
Ah.
It's better than Pat in the glove box. All right,
okay,
so that's it for today's live.
Now let me out.
See you guys tomorrow. He's like, let me out. All right.
I should have expected that.
How was it?
More comfortable than you'd think.
I feel like a landlord in Brantford would rent this out for like $2,500 plus utilities. Like, that's how much space is back there.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
That's probably around where we conclude. Can you open from inside? That's a good question, Ryan. You can from the dash, but there's not a button back there. On all of our trunks there is a release, but not on the hatches.
Let's see. Pat and Gabby, what kind of music would you like to hear on this car on the road?
Oh.
Pat listens to podcasts only.
I tend to, yeah.
So what podcast would you listen to?
I listen to a finance guy named Dave Ramsey, and he's kind of mean, but I like him.
Yeah.
It's all about business stuff. It's pretty good.
I don't know what kind of music I'd listen to in the Sportage. Something funky for sure.
Something from my youth.
Yeah.
Well, Gabby, I feel like I should really go and do some work.
Yeah, probably. All right, how far are we anyway? Oh, we're at the 30-minute mark, so we should probably end off today's video. If there's any other questions you may have about this Sportage specifically or any vehicle in the Kia or Hyundai lineup, definitely leave it as a comment, as a regular comment once this live's over.
There's one good question there.
Oh.
Hi guys, I'm shopping for a CUV, SUV, deciding on a Sorento, Seltos, or Mitsu. Any feedback? And go.
Or Mitsu?
Yeah.
Like Mitsubishi?
Yeah.
Well, definitely Kia.
What do you like, Sorento or Seltos?
I pick Sorento every day. I definitely like the Sorento a bit more. However, a lot of our customers and Charlotte prefer the Sportage. I think the only way you can truly decide is if you see and drive them both.
I would drive all three if you can.
Yeah.
And the NASDAQ is up 2%, says Kevin.
All right.
Thanks for the update, guys.
On that note, we'll see you all tomorrow for another Kia, probably, video. Maybe a Hyundai. Who knows? We'll see you then. Bye.